Now for the next part of our roadmap, I'm going to use my guitar to help me figure out the different sections of the song and how long each section's going to be. That way I can set up all my markers in Waveform and I'll have a visual for where I am in the song. By default in Waveform, it usually hides the markers view here, but you can just click on this icon up here and it's going to show everything. And then if there's some that I want to hide, I can go up to the eyeball in the corner, and things like the chord track I don't need right now, I don't need the master track right now, and I don't need the tempo right now. So I'll just click on those so I only have the arranger and the marker. Now, usually it's just one or the other, but I just want to show you because if you're using Waveform Free, then you don't have the arranger track. But if you're using Waveform Pro, you have the arranger track. And for what I'm doing right here, it doesn't matter right now. Where it can matter is a little later on. We'll have a look at that. But for right now, let's just create our marker here. And I like to zoom in a little bit. And I always start one bar in. That way when I start recording, I get that initial attack that kind of happens right before the actual bar hits. There's a little bit of an attack. And if you start here, you don't capture that and it can sound a little weird. So I always start one bar in or two bars in, whatever you want to do. And the next thing I'll do is just sort of play along. And it doesn't have to be with the click track or anything, but I'll have it on here just for the sake of the video. And I'll just kind of figure out how long my verse sections will be and my chorus section. So first we'll start with the intro, which is kind of going to be the chorus. And if you kind of mess up at the start, just kind of keep track where you are when you kind of got on track. So say bar 11, and each sort of repetitive part is about 2 bars, and I'll want 4 of those. So I'm going to go with 8 bars for my intro. So I'll just go back here to bar 2. And I'm just using the wheel on my mouse in case you didn't know to zoom in and zoom out. So bar 2, and what I can do here is I can right click on either, I just right clicked on the arranger there, but I can also right click on the marker section and I can add a bars and beats marker or an absolute time code marker. And for this, I want a bars and beats marker because it's going to follow the bars and beats and not an absolute time. That way, if I do decide to change the tempo or something later on, this marker will still make sense because it's going to follow the bars and beats. So I'll just do that right here. You can see we have our nice marker right there. If I want to change the name and the color, I'll click on that and you can see down here, I can change that. If this is minimized, then you're going to want to click that little arrow right there and you will see this when you click on your marker. So I'll call this intro. And one thing I like to do for all my songs is kind of keep the colors the same. And for things like intros, I like to use this purple color. So there's the purple, and I can also add the arranger clip here if I want. And we'll call this intro. If you do have Pro, you don't have to create both the arranger and the marker. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is counting how many bars you are. So we're 1 bar right now. We go from 2 to 3. And we want to stretch this out to 8. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Right there. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars for our intro. I'll do the same for the marker down here too. And then I'll do the same thing where I play along and figure out how long my verse will be, or whatever the next section of your song that you have planned out. So for me, it's the verse that comes right after the intro. And I already know that it keeps the same sort of timing, so it's going to be 8 bars. And we'll just right click in here, bars and beats marker, and I'll click on that. Rename this to verse. There we go. And for the verse, I'm going to go with this blue sort of color. Let's see what that looks like. Nah, that's too close to purple. Pick another blue, maybe this one. There, that one's all right. And I'll create the arranger clip quick. So again, I'll just count out the 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure that ends right where I want it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. Stretch this one out too. All right, so that's my verse. And also for this song, I'm going to have, I guess it's like a pre-chorus, but it's just going to be a little bit of a repetitive strumming pattern right before the chorus to kind of build it up. And it's only going to be 2 bars. So I'll just right click and create another bars and beats marker here. We'll set it for 2 bars. Call it pre-chorus. And I like to keep that the same sort of coloring as my intro, all these little in-between parts. All right, so I have that. And now we're going to go into the chorus, which I already figured out by doing the intro, which I wanted to be the same as the chorus, that it's 8 bars as well. It's a fairly straightforward rock song that I'm creating here, nothing too fancy. So I'll just create my chorus here. And for this, I'm going to choose maybe green. Yeah, there. Just a nice bright color so I can see it when I'm playing along. And there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it goes a little. There we go. All right. And we'll do the same thing for the arranger. Again, you don't have to do both the arranger and the markers. I'm just doing that for this video. And now after this chorus, I'm going to have a little bit of a instrumental section that's just going to kind of copy the chorus chords, but it's going to have an instrumental over top of that as well. So I know that's another 8 bars. Again, I'll create that here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So that's going to, I just call this after chorus. And I'll make it that purple color that I like for these sort of parts. And now I go into my next verse. And what I can do here is if I hold down Control on my computer keyboard, I can actually click on this one and just drag it over here like that, let go. And then I have my verse, which is going to be the same length as the first one. And I'll do the same thing here. So there's the verse. And again, it's going to go into this sort of pre-chorus section. And then into the chorus again. And that will help to speed up. Once you get like your first few sections in, you can do this copy and paste thing, which really helps. All right, we want that after chorus section. And then this time it's going to go into an 8-bar bridge. So I'll just create that bridge real quick. Alrighty. Bridge. And for the bridge, I usually like an orange or a brown sort of color. That's just me. And I'll just do the same thing for the marker here. And like I said, it's nice if you sort of develop the same sort of colors for every song that you work on. That way you kind of know after a while, oh, I'm coming up to my chorus section, verse section. It's not really that big of a deal. Where it might be a bigger deal is when you're mixing and you just want to quickly jump around in the song, and you can see the different colors like that. But after the bridge here, I'm going to have a similar thing to the after chorus section. So I'm just actually going to copy these two over. We'll put that there. And this is going to go into another verse. So I will copy those, which is going to go into another pre-chorus. Oh, I messed up back here with this. I put after chorus after the verse, and I meant that for that to be a pre-chorus. So I'm going to actually delete those out of there, and I'll go back and I'll copy the pre-chorus. There we go. Put that in there. And now I want to move all of these back. And to do that easily, I'll just click on the first one here, hold down Shift on my computer keyboard, then click on the last one. It selects all of them. And now I can just click and drag this back, just like that. And now we're back on track. So I'll copy this pre-chorus section over to where I need it. Okay. And we're going to go into the chorus, copy that in there. And then I have an outro section, which is just basically going to be the chorus section, but a little different. But I will rename this to outro. And I'm going to color it purple. Do the same thing here. All right, so now we have our roadmap to our song. We have our bit rate. We have our key, if you chose to do that. We have all of the tracks that we plan on recording already named in here and ready to go. And we have all of the sections that we plan on recording. Of course, things can change. You can take sections out. You can add sections in later on. You saw how I deleted parts in here and move things around. That's where using the arranger track can come in handy, because when you start to have audio and MIDI in here, when you move the arranger using those arrows there, I can move it over here. And you can see it says copy section or move section. If I copy the section, it's going to copy this whole section in between here, and any audio or MIDI that's under that section, it will copy it to over there. If I choose to move it, then it would move all of that audio over to here. So the arranger gives you that sort of advantage. When you start to really edit your song in the timeline, it can make life a little bit easier. Again, you don't need it. It's just kind of a nice tool to have. You can just use the markers though for your roadmap. But now we're ready to start adding some instruments in there, or recording. And lately, the first thing I like to add is actually my drums, which I use a virtual drum instrument, and we'll look at that in the next video.